Hello and welcome everyone. This is Michelle. I'm so glad you could stop by and spend a little time with me today. In this video, I'm going to share with you how to make these adorable little mini composition notebooks. They're great for gift giving, back to school gifts, craft fairs, stocking stuffers. You can use whatever paper you desire for fun, different looks. Now my channel is all about providing inspiration and teaching you how to turn your paper, stamp, and ink into beautiful cards, gifts, or home decor projects. Make sure you don't miss out on future tips, techniques, and tutorials. Hit that red subscribe button down below, ring the bell. You'll get notified when new videos are released. Let's get started on today's project. So for today's project, I'm using the Dino Roar Designer Series paper. I have just a few supplies. I've got these mini composition notebooks, and I will provide a link down below where you can find those online, but I find mine also at the Dollar Tree. You get 3 of them for $1. So great budget-friendly gift or craft fair idea. Of course, I also have my favorite adhesive, my liquid glue, and then my paper, and that's it. Now, these notebooks, you will notice they don't always have the dimensions exactly the same on the side. So sometimes that spine is not perfectly lined up. So I make my paper cuts just a slightly larger than needed to make sure that I have room to trim off. It's much easier to trim them off. It's a lot harder to stretch paper. I haven't found a way to make it work. So with these, as you see that little edge, it's not always perfect. So I cut mine at 2 3/4 wide by 4.5 inches long. So you are going to want to pay attention to the direction on your paper, of course, if you've got a directional design for this item. And I think I'm going to pick the yellow for the cover on this one. I love this little print. And of course, I've got my scissors too, my snips, to do a little bit of trimming. These go together so quick and easy. I am just going to add my liquid adhesive, and I'm getting close to the edge on there. You could use tear and tape if you wanted with this. You could, I think that the liquid glue is probably the most economical, and I find the easiest. Just a little bit of glue in the middle there, and then just slide that paper up against the edge of that spine, and you will feel it kind of set in there on that piece, so you can get a nice tight fit. Make sure that you don't have any gaps while you have a little bit of time moving around. That's the other reason I really love this liquid adhesive, because it gives me that chance to shift things around a little bit and make sure that they have no gaps on it. So once you get those 2 pieces in place, you got your front and your back pieces. Very simple, quick, and easy. And then I'm just gonna take and open that up once I make sure it's all kind of just a little bit more exactly where I want it. And the next step that I have to do is just to trim that paper. So quick and easy. If you do have a gap on there and you didn't get your paper just right, you can always add a little strip of cardstock along that piece, or maybe some washi tape that coordinates. So don't get frustrated if it doesn't line up, if you cut your paper a little short. All's not lost. There's ways to fix that. And I'm just going to flip that over, use the cardboard of the cover as a guide, and trim that little bit of excess off on my paper. I haven't found that the corner rounder is the same size as the corners on these, so I prefer to just go ahead and trim them. I know some people like to round their corners before they put the paper on, but really this just takes such a little bit of time, and you're going to get the most precise cut there. You can use the same technique, of course, with larger composition books. Just scale up your papers. If you wanted to go ahead and decorate the inside, you could do that as well. Just make sure you leave a little bit of gap in that middle so that your notebook can close properly. If you get it too tight onto the center there, you're going to have a hard time closing it. And I'm going to show you how I go ahead and package these up for craft fairs. So I use these clear bags. I've attached a business card to the top, and I'm just going to slide one of those in. I will put a link for those cards, or not the cards, the bags down below as well if you want to know which ones I utilize for this. Got that a little bit tight, so I'm going to loosen it up a little so that it goes in there right. And I am possibly going to be putting a hole punch in the top of that business card and hanging these on some new display pieces I have for my craft fairs, where I might be just hanging them on a hook there. So that I haven't quite decided, so I'm not going to punch that hook that hole until I decide exactly how I'm going to set it for my craft fairs. That's easy to do down the road. But look at how beautiful these are. Quick, simple, great gifts. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you didn't subscribe, make sure you do that before you leave. And I'm going to put a link also to my craft fair series so I can give you more ideas for craft fairs and gift giving ideas. Until we meet again, make sure you grab your paper, stamp, and ink and make something creative. Have a great day.